Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For this presentation, I would like you all to imagine that you are the CEO of a multinational Fortune 500 corporation. Your annual bonus is in the millions. It might be in the tens of millions. So just pretend that for a minute. I'd like to propose the establishment of a database administration group. Something you don't normally think about, and that's a good thing. Databases are the lifeblood of American business. We all have used Amazon.com. Amazon has to track books, every book that's in print, and there are millions of them. They get these books from several different sources. They have to interface with the credit card companies. They have to get their money on time. They have to connect with other people's and other companies. They have tens of millions of customers, and they have to track it all. You can't do that on your home PC. You can't do that with just plain old everyday software. It takes a commitment. It takes a lot of money, and a database administrator will help you maximize your investment. Think about Entergy. These lights are on because of database management software. We at Entergy wouldn't be able to keep the lights on if we didn't have databases. Entergy serves households in all of western Arkansas, in all of Mississippi, most of Louisiana, and the southeast corner of Texas. Think about all those families, think about all those homes, and all those businesses that have to have electricity to operate. Think about all the lines that run up and down the street. We have to keep up with all of them. And we have a lot of engineers doing a lot of long calculations to keep the lines from melting. Indeed, without electricity, civilization would break down. Without electricity, you can't wash your clothes, you can't buy groceries at the grocery store, and you can't pump gasoline. The pumps require electricity. We all have a Visa card. Think about all the Visa charges that go on every day, billions and billions of them. And you can't do that without a specialist behind the scenes making sure that everything goes well. What I'm proposing is that you hire a team of database administrators to take the headaches off you, Mr. CEO. We know that you don't want to deal with the headaches of a fire burning your data center down. You don't want to deal with the headaches of slow performance of the computers that you use every day going slow. You don't want to deal with the headaches of what if your computer system goes down for 5% of the time. That could be your profit. If Amazon went down for 5 or 10%, that's the difference between a profit and a loss for them. And you don't want to have to deal with that. Your talents are better off leading the company rather than dealing with backups. What if the computers that run your database crash? What if they just break? We've all had a car that breaks down unexpectedly. That happens with computers also. You don't want to have to deal with that headache. But a database administrator can ensure that all of your data is saved and backed up every day. And he can optimize the performance so that it doesn't interfere with your day-to-day business. He can manipulate. Database backups are complicated, and you don't want to have to deal with all those details. He can back up all of it or just part of it. What if you saved a spreadsheet, a simple Excel spreadsheet, and you came back to use it and you couldn't get it back? What's the use of saving it in the first place? That file on your hard drive is useless. The same with a large database with terabytes and terabytes of information. What if the the backup doesn't work. That could very well happen because backups are complicated. Your database administrator will be proactive and save those backups and by practice restore those backups on a regular basis to make sure everything works right. That'll also get him familiar with what he should do in the event of a disaster. That way everything he does is automatic and he doesn't have to think about it. He doesn't have to worry about glitches or anything that comes in the way. If you were, imagine your business, what if the performance just started to get a little slow? What if you as president needed some sales information and it took forever to come up on your screen? You could call your database administrator. He could rearrange things behind the scenes so that as your business grows, performance is optimal. He can work with your programmers to make sure that little bits of code function optimally. In today's world, Trojan horses and viruses and worms are a reality. And you, as Mr. CEO, don't want to have to deal with that problem. Your database administrator can do your worrying for you. He can make sure all your patches are up to date and make sure that nobody sees data that they're not supposed to see. For example, you don't want all of your employees to be able to see everybody's salary. You want them to be able to see only their own. You may want just your supervisors to see the salary of their subordinates, but you don't want your supervisor to see the subordinates of other supervisors. We can deal with that for you. We are the locksmith. If a database is a hotel, and if you're the manager, you get the master key, but each employee only gets the key to his own room. We can also protect valuable business secrets of yours. We can keep your software up to date to plug any security holes. Your vendor, whether it is Microsoft, IBM, or Oracle, will send out regular updates, and you don't want to have to deal with all the intricacies of applying this software. It's pretty complicated. You don't want to have to fool with that. We can do all of that for you. In a sense, a database administrator is a magician. When we're doing our job, the database is invisible. You don't ever have to think of it. When it's doing wrong, when it's screwing up, that's when you think about it. You don't think about Entergy unless you're paying your bill for one and when the lights don't go on. When the lights don't go on, you think about us. And so we as database administrators, we don't want to be the hero. We want, if we're really doing our job, you as CEO wonder what we're doing with our time all day. My time's up. That's all I have.